Business Viewpoint magazine. Today, we are truly honored to host one of the most dynamic and visionary leaders redefining HR for the modern workplace, Mr. Farhan Ahmed Hazarika, the head and partner at Eunity Partners. Farhan has emerged as a transformative figure in the world of HR advisory, from guiding startups and Fortune 500s to crafting future-proof people strategies. He has positioned himself at the forefront of India's HR evolution. With extensive experience across sectors such as edtech to manufacturing, Farhan's ability to blend strategies, HR vision with hands-on execution makes him one of the top business visionaries to watch in 2025. Farhan, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us on this show today. So, welcome to the interview.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure is mine. Looking forward. Honestly, thank you for having me here.
Likewise, likewise. So, let's begin with your journey. So, from Assam to lead Eunity Partners, what inspired you to transition into HR advisory and what drives your passion in the space?
Yeah, I think it takes me way back, right from my childhood days, right? I've always been a people's person, right? And this is something that I wanted to live with it, right? It's a passion about, being around with people, do people strategy throughout my life, right? So it was a very deliberate choice of the career that I would want to pick up human resources. And it's been 17 long years, I think, being around with people, solving people problems, building organizations, building culture, building life, building families, and whatnot, right? So I think it inspires me. It gives me every possible, satisfaction, right, to work in this space. I think it's truly about all my passion, right, that brings me to this HR visionary space, right? And I think I'll keep doing this throughout, right? Even if after retirement, possibly I will still work on the same space, right, as an advisor. So I think it's pure passion to be around with people, solve people's problems, and build organizations with great culture has been the best achievement, I would rather say, throughout my journey.
That's excellent. I think you've turned your dream into a reality.
Yes.
So yeah, kudos on that as well. So you've worked with some of the India's most dynamic companies like Aditya Birla, Meesho, and Teachment. So how have those experiences shaped your perspective as a business leader and an HR leader?
Yeah. So, I've seen most of the leaders changing companies. I've actually changed my industry. So you would see a reflection of IT, ITES, manufacturing. Then I have hospitality, real estate, product, edtech, right? So I've actually changed industries rather than just companies, and it was all deliberate, right? I've always made a choice of which industry that I wanted to be in, and that makes my profile quite dynamic because I've seen all possible kind of industry, and probably I would want to explore more. I think each industry has its own persona, right? It acts very differently from the other one, right? And it's a culture shock for me in every industry that I have worked. But best thing that kind of kept me excited, the challenges which came around with people, right, was always different, right? Compared to a manufacturing to a hospitality, it was completely different, upside down. From a hospitality to product-based company, completely different. From a product-based to an edtech was completely different. I think worked with very, very different kind of people, very different mindsets. I think that's and then that get me up at night because the strategy that worked before didn't have to work the next, right? I have to reinvent the wheel, be at the edge all the time. I think I kind of let myself not to be at comfortable space anytime, right? And I think I will keep doing that.
That's fantastic. I think that's quite a unique as well as multi-disciplinary experience that you've got. Moving on to the next question. Can you give us an overview of Eunity Partners and how it's helping organizations rethink HR strategy in today's evolving work environment?
Yeah, yeah. So, see, Unity Partners is basically very unique in itself, right? It's a boutique firm, yet present in near about 4 continents at the moment, right? We have partners sitting in Mexico, Spain, London, and I'm based out of India, right? What's unique about Unity Partners is um, we we don't want to be very big company, right? We wanted to be boutique throughout, right? And we are getting executives across the world with really great experiences, right? And and all of us, we gathered together on the same platform to solve problems for organizations, right? And Unity Partners comes in the picture for not just helping organizations scale, but solve problems in a very unique way of its, right? Example, let's pick up the HR space itself, right? I work as an advisor to many 0 to 1, 1 to 10, and 10 to 100 kind of companies, right? And those companies may not need a full-time employed HR leader, which may end up becoming very expensive. But Unity Partners comes in the picture and says that, hey, you need not hire a complete head of HR, but why don't you pick up a fractional head of HR, work with him for a couple of hours, and you still get the best solutions, right? So I think that helps all the new generation companies at a very early stage to also get the best of the HR exposure. And it's not just the HR, right? We're picking up spaces in business solutions, logistics, technology. I think you name it and we have it, right? So I think that makes Unity Partners very unique. Unity Partners, I think one of the core areas is also the executive search. We do a global executive search as well, right? And we have a very unique, tailor-made approach to even doing our headhunting, right? Even doing the approaches to the candidates, right? And when I say executive, we only cater to director plus and C-suite roles, and this is and the capabilities across the globe, right? So that makes us unique again, being still boutique, right? Yes.
That's amazing. So, with the global HR advisory market, which is expected to hit around 28 billion. So, what are the key differentiators that make Unity Partners stand out in this rapidly growing space? And also, what do you think are the top 3 HR challenges businesses are facing today, and how are you able to tackle them?
Yeah, I think so. It's honestly, it's. I think to an extent, I'm seeing this industry growing larger, right? I wouldn't say restricted to 28 billion. Probably we may end up adding a few more zeros very soon, right? I think you would see the fractional leadership, not just in human resources, across the industry, has become very unique in its own. Very recently, I've also seen an organization having 2 CEOs as well. So there is a CEO and he hires another CEO for 1 year because that CEO has specific expertise to help the organization, and that was the need of the hour. So I think it caters to the need of the hour, right? And not just settle down with traditional approach that we have. This is the resource that we have, and let's solve problems with that, right? I think it's the era where we reach out to specialists, right? People who can solve problems faster, and most importantly, economically, right? After the a slight bit of depression after 2022, right, where we went to a spike after pandemic, and the market kind of slowed down. I think the board of companies or investors are very careful about spending the money. I think that also pushes this industry really hard, that hey, fractional leadership across the board is picking up really fast. And I think that's where Unity Partners are coming in the picture, right? Trying to solve this globally, right? And I think we've been doing a fair bit of job, right? And I think we have happy customers. I would not say customers, happy partners, because we partner with them, we partner with their growth, we partner with their problems, and we make success together.
That's amazing. So the future of work is changing rapidly now. So how is Unity Partners aligning HR advisory with digital transformation and the gig economy and also the remote work models?
Yeah, so I think remote work after pandemic, I think it has taught us that we will be able to operate and business will scale, right? People can work out of home, people can work out of anywhere. It gives, I think, flexibility to an employee as well, right? And I think um, it actually gives it back to the organizations in a way that that flexibility of working anytime, right, also helps them to solve and being with the family, right? It's another motivation as well. So I think remote working will kind of keep growing, and it also helps Unity Partners because um, we have been able to tap into a larger talent pool now, right? So someone sitting in UK or US can access to a talent pool sitting in India, right? And probably still get the uh, best of the expectations, right? I think that way it kind of works really well with flexibility being around. I think Unity Partners will continue to tap that flexibility and become eventually a marketplace for organizations across the world and for talent pool across the world, right? But we're very sure that we would at the moment probably focus on mostly on the leadership of Fractional, but I also see Fractional eventually becoming very very handy in junior roles, startup of career roles, right? So I think this will keep growing, but at the moment I see that leadership is really picking up across the globe, right? With remote coming in the picture, right? I think Fractional leadership will keep growing.
That's fabulous. I think we are a prime example right now of doing this remotely and
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it
of course,
successfully.
of course. Yeah.
So when it comes to HR, we definitely, it's synonymous to culture, right? So you've emphasized the importance of culture in business success, right? So in your experience, what role should HR leaders play in shaping and sustaining a strong workplace culture?
See, human resources are actually gatekeepers of culture, right? And I think uh, though it is it is said that the human resources are the one responsible for culture, I would rather say culture is a responsibility of every employee in the organization, right? It's simple. It's as simple as culture starts right from our family, right? Every member in the family reflects the culture in that family, right? And that's a responsibility of, or that's a I wouldn't say burden, but that's a very beautiful responsibility every member of the family kind of displays, right? And same goes for an organization as well. Though HRs anchor it, they anchor it because they wanted to ensure that there is a equal importance given to culture as well, right? But that being said, culture is a top down method, right? What's the head of the family behaves, the child of the family will also behave similarly, right? So I think that's why founders, the CEOs, or they are the reflection of culture of that organization, right? So I think as a whole, the HR does keep the culture awake or ensure that people know what is culture. I think HR's major responsibility is to just create awareness, but I think responsibility lies in every employee, and most importantly, the leadership team of that or any organization that we work for.
That's wonderful. I think you've given a very beautiful example to define it. So that's great.
Yeah, sure.
What advice would you like to give to aspiring HR professionals and business leaders who want to make an impact in this space, especially yourself being a very thought-provoking, HR business leader?
I think I wouldn't advise. I think the world is smart now and they're picking up, right? I think the most important thing that I say is understand the market, be flexible, and adapt ASAP, right? I think organizations who have not been able to adapt to changing environments, they are struggling, right? Example, post-pandemic, the organizations have understood that probably remote work works. Right? Organizations who have not understood and are still struggling that, hey, probably I'm not comfortable with remote working, and we have a 5 or 6 days of work from office, to an extent end up struggling and probably wouldn't attract the best of the talent, right? So adaptation to changing environments will be very, very critical for any organizations or even the HR systems, right? So I would advise the HR leaders or coming up, or the new I would say the new HR generation, right, to ensure that they understand the market well, they sense it well in advance where it is heading, and I think alarm the leadership team accordingly, right? And probably be the advocate of the changes, right? And be the first ones to adopt changes, right? And it will start reflecting in the organization as well.
That's remarkable advice. There definitely adaptability is key today. So we'll touch a little bit upon the future now. So what are your plans for Eunity Partners? What can we expect? Any new offerings, markets, or initiatives in the near future? Or you can just share with us short-term, long-term goals.
Yeah. I think the long-term goal for Eunity Partners is to actually become a marketplace globally, where we are looking at fractional leadership, where organizations meet the best of the talent across the world, right? And remote, as I said, it gives us access to talent pool across the globe, right? And I think we will still figure out time zone. Time zones have not been playing a bigger role, or rather a problem statement anymore, right? I think we should be able to figure out that. But yeah, the long-term goal is to become a marketplace for talent, right? I think another vision that we have, I think that's the core of the organization as well, that we would want to pick up that executive search to a very different level, right? We want to ensure that long term we are still doing it, that every approach is a tailor-made, right? So that makes us a very unique in terms of our exec search as well. And we've been able to do globally, right? Be it in US market, UK, the entire Europe, right? The Asia Pacific. We were exploring these new markets as well. So I think we'll continue to do this as a short-term goal. As a short-term goal, we will still continue to promote fractional leadership across all these markets, and of course the long term is we will end up becoming a marketplace to this.
That sounds really promising. So this brings me to the last question. So as one of the top business visionaries to watch in 2025, what legacy do you hope to leave behind as a leader, advisor, and advocate for modern HR?
I think I have always kept shifting gears for this. I think one thing that I've recently learned is the adaptability. As I said, I think that's one of the key factors, and I think we should get into the pop culture, the popular culture, as soon as possible, right? And I think that keeps us ahead. You would also see a lot of old generation human resources, old generation leaders as well, and the new generation millennial and the Gen Z is also coming, right? A lot of discussions. I think irrespective of any generation you are, if you have been able to adapt and have been able to dilute yourself with the pop culture, generations won't matter. So I think you need to be very watchful about what is happening around you, and be a part of this pop culture, right? And be a part of this change, right? Otherwise you'll be behind, right? And it's simple, right? We used to use Nokia 1100, right? The moonlight phone. From there to an iPhone 10, 11, 12, and we're probably trending around 15, 16, and it'll keep growing, right? Imagine that we have never evolved from 1100, right? We would have been still playing that snake game, right? From where mobile has become an access to the globe today, right? So I think that's a pop culture, and I think we need to keep adapting these changes. My suggestion is you would learn all the basics of human resources throughout. You will learn all the basics of leadership throughout your journey, right? As you put on more and more number of years. But I think a watch out would be how you adapt the pop culture and be a part of it. And I think that's the game changer today.
Yeah, I think that's very crisp to the point advice, and also, like great examples there,
Thank
right
you.
there. Well said. So, yeah, Farhan, this brings us to the end of the interview. So, I just want to give you a small vote of thanks. So,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
so much, Farhan, for joining us, for sharing your journey, your insights, and your wisdom with us today. I think your work at Eunity Partners is not just shaping the future of HR, it's redefining what modern leadership looks like in a world where people strategy is central to business success. To all of the viewers, if you'd like to join and know more about Farhan and his team, helping companies build smarter, more agile, and more human centric workplaces, so please visit www.eunitypartners.com. Stay tuned to the Business Viewpoint magazine for more such stories from the visionaries transforming the business landscape. Until next time, keep leading and keep evolving. Thank you so much, Farhan, and have a great day. And I hope that you will feel better soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.